Yeah, let me repeat his question. Very good. For example, for this year, I bought a wine as a gift to my client, but the wine is $100. But on the tax law, I know I can only deduct $25. So what happens? $75? Nothing. $75 you can count it on your financial statement. You understand? On your financial statement, you say I really spend $100. But again, this is one area as an example. Your financial statement will be different from tax, because by tax law, you are allowed to deduct to a certain limit. But for finance reason, you can deduct fully. Even for finance statement, you can deduct the ticket fine. Because my company paid $1,500 as a fine, as a ticket, I can deduct it on my financial accounting, because that does not relate to my tax. I just reflect how much net money I earn. So that is one very good example. Here, you see the financial report, the number, of course, is different from the tax accounting.
Yeah, the financial report is still maybe benefited because you get more expense, and finally the
No.
taxable income.
If you want a public company, you want to see the expenses as small as possible. But you don't have an option, okay? You don't have option to hide. As a CPA, as accounting, whatever the amount money you spend, you have to report. You don't have the choice. Oh, okay, I spend $100 for financial accounting. I only report $25. You cannot. You must report whatever the expenses incur. But again, the general rule is if your company is a public company, you want to see the expenses as small as possible. But again, you don't have option. You cannot hide. You spend $100, you must report $100 on your financial statement.
If like a website design, all those things should be designed with the web page, something like that. It should be the advertising or the professional service.
Say it again.
For example,
website.
The web page.
Website.
Right? Yeah. And should be the advertising or professional service.
That's a great area. You just report in one website.
So and also in terms of.
Calculation says if your company spend money for the website design, so could be professional or could be contract, right? Contract labor or advertising, really depends.
And also, if this company, the service they are using is overseas, for example, India, China, England. So, if the receipt is from those countries, can the IRS order that?
No, it's fine. As long as you can keep the record, it's fine.
And also, if my current business, like for example, is a mortgage, and then I want to explore new business, and I buy some sample, can I deduct that from this? Or do some marketing research, can I deduct it from these same schedules?
Okay, she just raised one very important area. You want to open a new business. I'm a real estate, but I want to do the survey whether or not I can run restaurant or whether or not I can do the import-export. So I go out to purchase a sample, or I even fly out to Shanghai to do the marketing research. And by the way, this is one topic, it's called the startup expenses. I believe someone adopted this issue already. Alright, this is called startup expenses. You cannot deduct it in 1 year. You have two choices, okay? One is you keep these expenses as your capital. Capital means in someday in the future you sold the business out, you deduct this as your business basis. The other way you can elect to have these expenses not shorter than 5 years, 60 months. So say you spend $10,000 to survey the new business. Doesn't matter, including purchase a sample or interview. You fly out, you spend say $10,000 just to do the survey. And finally, you start out this business. If you never start out this business, it's gone. You understand? If you spend $10,000 and then you say, forget it, not worth it, nowhere you can report because your business never started. So how can you report it, right? But eventually you start out, you start this business, then you can go ahead to report, but no less than 5 years. So 10,000 divided by 5, so each year say $2,000. No,
Multiple times.
5 years, minimum 5 years. But assuming you start out the business, you never open out, it's gone.
Also, if I never open the business,
It's gone.
I cannot deduct that.
No, because you cannot deduct, because if you never start a business, nowhere, you never report, right? One major thing for Schedule C, don't forget, must be business, and don't forget, you must have business income. If you have a 0 in part 1, forget it. Am I clear? Am I clear? You cannot say 0, 0, 0, 0 on part 1 and 10,000, 5,000, blah, 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 part 2. IRS say, where is your business? Where is, you don't even have activity. For collection, you have activity. For 0, 0, 0 means you have no activity. So you have to have some kind of income, even $1
$1.
to start with.
You can sell anything to your friend.
You know, one purpose of this course is for tax planning, right? So you need to do the planning before you file the report. You know, you just say, oh, okay, I created $1, at least $1. Otherwise, you are not qualified. So don't forget, you must have something in part 1 in order to report business expenses.
So do you have to register your business before that?
Okay, let me mention that. Okay.